Hey everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something I think many of us can relate to: carb cravings. You know, that irresistible urge to reach for a donut or finish that bag of chips even when you're not really hungry? Well, there's actually some fascinating science behind why we crave carbs and how it can turn into what's sometimes called carbohydrate addiction. But don't worry, if this sounds familiar, I've got some practical tips to help you break free of those cravings. Let's dive in. So, why are carbs so addictive? It all comes down to how carbs, specifically sugar and refined carbohydrates, affect your brain. When you eat carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose, which is a type of sugar. This sugar causes your blood sugar to spike, giving you a quick burst of energy. But here's where things get interesting. Glucose also triggers the release of a chemical called dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is basically your brain's feel-good chemical. It's the same one that's released when you do something that makes you happy or excited, like winning a game or getting a compliment. When you eat carbs, especially sugary or refined ones, your brain gets this pleasurable hit of dopamine. Over time, your brain starts to link carbs with that rush of pleasure. This is why it's so easy to go back for seconds or even thirds when it comes to carbs. Your brain is chasing that dopamine high, and the more you eat, the more your brain reinforces this connection. It's almost like training your brain to crave carbs whenever you want a mood boost. Now, here's the kicker. This dopamine rush isn't that different from what happens with other addictive substances, like nicotine or alcohol. And the more often you indulge, the stronger those cravings get. So how do we break the cycle? I've got a few tips and tricks that can help you overcome carb addiction and take control of your cravings. Tip number 1. Eat protein and healthy fats first. First up, focus on foods that don't cause that big blood sugar spike, like protein and healthy fats. Think eggs, meat, cheese, avocados, foods that keep you full for longer and give you steady energy. When you're satisfied from these foods, you're much less likely to crave carbs. Tip number 2, cut back gradually. If cutting out carbs all at once sounds overwhelming, try reducing them gradually. Start by swapping out sugary snacks or refined grains for something more nutritious. Maybe replace your usual sugary cereal with scrambled eggs, or trade your pasta for a low-carb veggie alternative like zucchini noodles. Tip number 3, drink plenty of water. Did you know that sometimes when we're craving carbs, we're actually just dehydrated? Staying hydrated is key, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. When a craving hits, try drinking a glass of water first. It might just be what your body needs. Tip number 4, practice mindful eating. Cravings aren't always about physical hunger. They can be triggered by stress, boredom, or emotions. Practicing mindful eating can help you identify whether you're actually hungry or just looking for a dopamine boost. Next time a craving hits, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, am I really hungry? If not, try going for a walk, taking some deep breaths, or even doing something fun to distract your brain. Tip number 5, get enough sleep. Lack of sleep is a sneaky culprit behind carb cravings. When you're tired, your body produces more of a hormone called ghrelin, which makes you feel hungry, and less of leptin, which helps you feel full. So make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep to keep those cravings in check. Tip number 6, balance your electrolytes. If you're following a low-carb diet or cutting back on carbs, balancing your electrolytes, especially sodium, potassium, and magnesium, is key. Low electrolyte levels can make you feel tired and crave carbs for a quick energy boost. A simple pinch of salt in your water or adding electrolyte supplements can make a big difference. Breaking free from carb addiction is all about giving your body time to adjust. At first, those cravings might feel tough to resist, but trust me, as you fill up on more nutrient-dense foods like protein and fats, and as your brain starts to break that cycle of dopamine rewards, those cravings will fade. And soon, you'll feel more in control of what you eat and how you feel. So whether you're just starting to cut back on carbs or you're looking to finally kick those cravings for good, remember that it's a process, but one you can definitely overcome. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tips on nutrition, health, and feeling your best. See you in the next video.